Hey there and welcome. If you've ever found yourself staring at a list of student marks in Google Sheets and wondering, how do I quickly turn all these numbers into actual letter grades, then you're in the right place. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to set up a simple, reliable grading formula using Google Sheets so you can let the spreadsheet do the heavy lifting for you. Whether you're a teacher, a tutor, or just helping someone organize their results, you'll save tons of time and avoid manual mistakes. All right, let's jump in. Imagine you're working with a sample dataset. You've got a table with student names in one column, their marks right next to that, and then an empty column where you want the final grade to appear. Just so we're on the same page, picture names like Alice, Bob, Kathy, and so on in one column, marks ranging from 49 up to 92 in the next, and then that third column waiting to be filled with A, B, C, D, or F. Now, before we get into the formula, let's talk about the grading scale. This is super important because it decides how each mark transforms into a grade. For example, 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 89 is a B, 70 to 79 is a C, and so on all the way down to below 60, which is an F. Think of this as your recipe for converting raw scores into something more meaningful. With your data in place, here comes the fun part. Using formulas, click into the first empty cell where you want the grade to show up for your first student. In this example, let's say Alice's marks are in cell B2 and you want your formula in C2. Here, where you'll enter the magic formula. Equals ifs B2 greater or equal 90, A, B2 greater or equal 80, B, B2 greater or equal 70, C, B2 greater or equal 60, D, B2 60, F. Now let's slow down and talk about what this formula is actually doing. The IFS function in Google Sheets checks each condition in the order you've listed. So first it's going to ask, is Alice's mark 90 or above? If yes, she gets an A instantly. The rest of the checks are ignored for her. If not, it moves to the next test. Is it 80 or above? If so, B is assigned. And it works its way down like a chain of questions until it finds the right fit. This method is super clear and easy to adjust later if your grading policy ever changes. Once you've entered that formula for Alice, you don't have to retype it over and over for every other student. Here's a little trick. Hover your mouse over the bottom right corner of the cell with your formula. You'll see a small blue square. When you see that, go ahead and click and drag it down over the rest of the students in your list. Google Sheets will automatically adapt the formula for each row, checking each student's mark and assigning the correct grade. At this point, take a second to scroll down and double-check a few results. Sometimes, if your dataset has extra spaces or unexpected values, you might notice something off. Don't worry if a grade looks strange, just make sure all your marks are numbers, not text. And that's really it. With just one well-crafted formula and a little drag and drop, you've transformed a long list of marks into clear, standardized grades all automatically. This approach is not only faster and more accurate than analyzing each mark yourself, but it also keeps things consistent and super easy to update in the future. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give the video a thumbs up and be sure to leave a comment if you have any questions about this process or if you'd like to see more tips like this. Don't forget to subscribe for more straightforward, practical tutorials. Thanks for watching and happy spreadsheeting.